Good morning to students, staff, and parents of Naparima College. It is indeed an honor and privilege to stand here before you, albeit virtually, to address my alma mater and the gentlemen who attend this fine institution. I remember my times at morning assembly while listening to then Principal Dr. Alan McKenzie, the best sesquipedalian I've ever come across, and in his morning elocution to us, utilizing words such as perfidious and exogitate, causing us to flip through pages of a dictionary to find their meaning. Now with Google, you have that facility at your fingertips. I completed my schooling at Naparima College in 1996, though I never really left these hallowed halls, as immediately upon my graduation from UE with a Bachelor of Science degree in Computer Studies, and on the esteemed advice of Mr. Dev Gosain, I joined the Naparima College Association of Past Students, where I served for a total of 20 years, demitting office only this year as both my professional and academic pursuits have taken flight due to the onset of COVID. Information technology is one of the careers that flourished in 2020. I am the webmaster at the University of the West Indies and have held that role for the past 16 years. I'm also celebrating 10 years as the digital anthropologist at my very own nonprofit, CyberSafeTT. Little did I know while studying at Naparima College that I would have a professional title of digital anthropologist. I'm certain that when I was at your age, those two words would not have been used together, less alone to describe a profession. And this is the same situation some of you are in today. Some of you are studying for a career that is yet to be defined. And you are doing so in a completely unconventional way. Or is it? Some might say this is the new norm. But for many, online learning is just another day in the park. You see, while we have had to adapt to a virtual learning environment here in Trinidad and Tobago, that mode has been used in schools and universities for many years. Earlier this year, I completed an entire online course in data science from the London School of Economics. Last month, I completed a certificate from Arizona State University on excellence in online teaching. And I'm currently enrolled in a certificate program at Stanford University on digital transformation. All being done from the comfort of my home during the hours of 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. If that doesn't embrace the core essence of asynchronous learning, then I don't know what does. So if, like me, and you want to be defining what the competition looks like, then you must embrace an attitude of lifelong learning. You see, even at the age of 42, I didn't want to allow a new mode of schooling to get in the way of my education. And you should not allow to as well. I had to embrace the new technologies being thrown at me and quickly adapt. Otherwise, I would be in no better position today than I was yesterday. I therefore challenge you to plan it so that you are in a better position tomorrow than you are in today. Do not procrastinate for tomorrow what you can complete today. Schedule your day and night so that you get in sufficient amounts of schoolwork, leisure, and sleep. Now, depending on the form that you are in or how much you need to catch up, the percentages of each will vary, and you will be the master of deciding that schedule. Make use of your Google Calendar to help you plan out your day. And this goes not just for school activities, but even set reminders when it's time to go to bed. Because, among us, we all know how easy it is to get consumed. Some of you will see what I did there. Now, along this path, we will encounter some obstacles, whether it's power or internet outages, laptop issues, dogs barking, cars honking, babies crying, or even having to share devices. So I also challenge you to learn to mentally block the distractions and dispel everything that you believe is going against you and not allow it to get in the way of your ultimate goal. If NAPS alumni and famed cricketer Nicholas Pooran allowed adversity to get in the way, do you think he would have been able to make that brilliant save after being in such a horrific accident back in 2017? The road to success is through commitment and strength to drive through that commitment when it gets really hard. You have technology at your fingertips, and your school utilizes one of the most powerful productivity platforms in that of Google. Make use of the technology to work smarter and not harder. You may not be in close physical contact with your classmates to ask for help, but that's where you can utilize communication tools such as Google Meet for a quick one-on-one. You might sometimes miss a class or are unable to take notes for some reason. So utilize the tools available in Google Classroom or your Google Drive to share notes with a friend. And though you probably can't meet up to work on that group project, the collaborative environment available through Google Slides or Google Docs allow you and your group to work on the same document simultaneously and more efficiently than any other group project you would have worked on before. So I'm not going to be cliche and say that you have it easier today than I did back then. I believe that the learners of today have new and different challenges than the learners of yesteryear. For example, you have to be able to decipher between real and fake news. You have to be better at time management, as you're expected to do more in less time. You have to be master at blocking distractions, as the same tool you use for online learning is the same tool you use for online gaming and social media browsing. I therefore ask you to realize that it isn't business as usual, and also to accept that things may never really go back to the same way it was. I want you to know that you will be the generation to go down in history as the ones that survived the great COVID-19 lockdown of 2020. What will the rest of your story be? Let's make it something that is worthy of telling the assembly of 2040. Thank you, and have a good day.